10 mugshots has been dropped, and they are all white folks who attacked an ICE facility in Texas. They have been charged with attempted murder because, according to what I read, they shot at one ICE agent there and he was rushed to the hospital. And people are having a lot of reaction to this. Firstly, because they were all white folks. I feel like a lot of people were not expecting the mugshot to be all white folks, especially because Mexicans have been at the receiving end of all this ICE raid. They were expecting to see some brown people on there, but to see that this mugshot was filled with white folks, people are saying for the first time in their life, they want to scream, free those white folks. Some are even in the comment section asking if there is a GoFundMe so they can donate for these people to be released. There's sparked a lot of conversation online and people are reacting to it. So without wasting much time, let's get into it.
This is only going to be the second or third time in the history of my 35-year-old Black life where I'm going to say this, but free these white people. Free them. Free them. Now that is allyship. I know for most it doesn't exist, but if there's any way to show true allyship, Exhibit B, because Luigi was Exhibit A. This is Exhibit B right here. Now, I'm not saying go out and unalive people. I ain't saying all that. I'm just saying this is how you stand on big business. This is how you stand on big business. The fact that it's all white folks that did this, I don't usually get surprised, but okay, Sandy Lou. Okay, Marianne. Okay, Connor. Did your little big one. All right, chat. Let's make sure they commissary lit in there, okay? Because, the blacks and the Mexicans, they get real creative in the pen. Make sure they taken care of. You hear me? Make sure they commissary real good in there. Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the 10 American Patriots that were arrested in connection to a violent attack on an ICE facility in Alvarado, Texas on Independence Day. The group unleashed gunfire on multiple officers at the site and vandalized multiple vehicles and structures, spray painting the words ICE pigs and traitor. The group was dressed in all black military-style clothing, equipped with body armor, radios, and firearms. Other items that was found on them were posters and flyers with the phrases "Fight ICE terror with class war" and "Free all political prisoners," as well as a flag emboldened with the phrase "Resist fascism, fight oligarchy." I'm here to remind you guys that it's our right as Americans, protected by our First and Second Amendments, to form regulated militias and overthrow tyrannical government.
10 people have been arrested after an attempt to break into an ICE detention center, and it's barely making national news. Why? At an ICE detention center in Alvarado, Texas on July 4th at 9 p.m., two individuals dressed in tactical black gear were outside of the detention center. One of the individuals was spray painting while the other one was setting up fireworks. This was used to lure out the agents from the detention center. Unarmed officers stepped out of the detention center to investigate what was happening. And this is what happened. One of those officers was shot in the neck by a sniper hiding in the woods across the street. You heard that correctly. One of the officers was shot in the neck by a sniper. He survived. Another suspect fired 20 to 30 rounds from a weapon that was similar to an AR-15, also hiding in the woods across the street. The crazy part about this whole situation was that there was already police officers at the detention center when all this was happening, so they didn't have to wait for the police officers to arrive to go after the suspects. And that is exactly what happened. The police officers and the ICE agents went after these suspects, and these suspects got so scared that they took off running, leaving their loaded AR-15 rifles behind. They also left behind body armor, tactical vest, face mask, gloves, and flyers. The flyers had anti-government slogans. The officers quickly set up a perimeter using dogs, helicopters, and thermal imaging. Within an hour, several suspects were caught hiding in the bushes, and others were caught in the car trying to escape, all still wearing tactical gear. Later, investigators searched their phones and their homes, finding messages that showed that this whole thing was premeditated. Of course it was, because they attempted to ambush the facility. And upon their investigation, they also found more weapons, flags, and digital maps of the facility. 10 people are now facing federal charges, including attempted murder of a federal agent. One person was only charged with obstruction of justice. Officials are calling this a domestic terror, not a protest, not a riot. Let me know what you guys.
I kept on saying it was only a matter of time, and it finally has begun. The people have begun to fight back against ICE. On July 4th, 11 people who were armed with fireworks and firearms all went to an ICE facility in Alvarado, Texas, and they attacked the facility. ICE got scared and called 911, believe it or not. This is directly from the ICE website. One agent was actually in the neck because these guys don't know how to properly do their job. They've only caught 10 of the 11 suspects. One is still at large. A few days later, someone in McAllen, Texas, also began to attack Border Patrol agents. But it's not just Texas. In California on July 2nd, someone was charged with ramming their vehicle into ICE vehicles. The tensions have been boiling for months, and now it's happening. I do not condone violence. This is honestly not the best way to go about it. Do I feel bad for ICE? No, absolutely not. At the same time, you gotta be smart. This is exactly what they want. They want people to incite violence so that they have a reason to give it right back in more force. You know, there's probably a lot of people out there who want to cheer on the people who did this, but all you're doing is giving ICE a reason to go out with their little shriveled up chiles like this and terrorize more people who are innocent. So please, no violence. Keep it to yourself. I know you want to, but that's not helping.
You won't see it on the news, but there was, I think, like 10 to 14 people that took it upon their own hands to go through in one of the detention centers in Texas. And now, of course, they're being called terrorists and they're being given charges and everything else. But this is literally what the Second Amendment is about, okay? I think. The reality is they want to make an example of these people, right? Give them these crazy charges. The kind of charges they did not give any of the January 6 rioters, by the way. But this is the energy that we need. It's quite literally they can't arrest us all at this point. They can't contain everyone. They can't arrest everyone. And little things like this, not only is it bound to happen, but most likely these are people that are not only just extremely passionate about what's happening right now, these are people that probably are affected. They're seeing their friends, family members, everyone else, like being taken advantage of. I'm not even in the States right now, okay? But seeing the footage of just some stuff that's happening is absolutely destroying my mental health. So what do you expect when there's people like this and it's literally their family members, their husbands, like people that they know and care for being taken into these places? We're going to see more.
The news ain't talking about it, and this is my first time hearing about it, but on July 4th, a group of people went and ambushed an ICE detention center in Texas, and they went up there, lit up some fireworks to lure the ICE agents to come out, and when they came out, they fired on them with some military-style weapons. One of the suspects is a former Marine. And I don't know how many agents actually got hit, but I know one of them got hit for sure. I don't know how many, I think they arrested most of the suspects except for one, but the news isn't talking about it. I'm just now hearing about it. It's July 10th. This happened on July 4th. And I've been hearing that ICE agents are quitting. I don't know how true that is, but I would believe it. I just saw a video of a girl that she follows ICE agents. And they be driving hella fast trying to like get away from her, but she be on them. So it's like, you know what you're doing. Like, you're attacking a community, you're kidnapping people, you're over there masked up, and then you think that nothing's gonna happen to you. Like, this is not the job for you if you are scared. If you are not ready for your family or for your address to be doxxed, like you're not ready for all of this, then don't do it. Because people are angry. People are gonna get angry. How do you keep messing with people's communities and you think that people aren't going to react?
When that mugshot was released, people were saying something like, hold up, we are seeing the white folks coming together, riding together to do the right thing. And people are actually saying, free those white folks. You have been following the headline. You already know that these ICE agent people have been acting like they do not have lives for themselves. They have been acting like they are no humans because the way they are just picking anybody they see is insane. The way they were storming into hospitals to pick people is actually very crazy. The fact that they want to go to school and start picking kids, separating children from their families is insane. They act like they are not human, and this is one of the reasons why people are clapping for these white folks took it upon themselves to storm the facility and attack these people. So many people are so proud of these white folks who decided to take it upon themselves to storm the facility. They were saying people inside were put at risk. The people that are now quitting in droves, which we're going to be talking about in another episode. The fact that the mugshot was filled with white people who are just obviously tired of this highs BS every day is insane, funny, and giving so many people a proud moment. They are literally clapping for them, shouting free them at this point. I've been asking for where the legal support for these people is because they just want to support them. So many people agree that they didn't do anything bad. Yeah, we know there are some people on the other end agreeing to what they did, but there are so many people online saying they did not do anything bad. So here we have about a dozen folks arrested, locked up, and facing serious time because they just stand against whatever it is that these ICE people are doing. Is at the moment, they have been able to put some fear in these ICE agents that so many of them are now quitting. Let me know what you guys think about this headline. If you have seen this headline of this mugshot and the reaction that people are having to it, because so many people are saying for the first time, they are screaming at the top of their lungs that free those white folks, like free them. They didn't do anything. Free them. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there. I am going to see you guys in the next one.